Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Cheap Seats, but it's the FPL edition. And I've got Cyrus as well as AB here to kind of take us through what they're going through in game week 6. We're in the middle of game week 5. Well, I don't think anybody right now has Manchester United and Leicester players, but if you do, good luck, all the best. Hopefully Rashford scores for you, but I don't think he does. And Cyrus has two teams, so Cyrus probably has a lot of Harvey Barneses and
I've got the Barnesy.
The Barnesy. But let me tell you what I did. But before I do that, remember the show is sponsored by Classic Shirts ZA. You can get this shirt of the week on their website. Adidas released them this week. I think this is the greatest ever Germany kit.
Unbelievable.
I think people in Germany are angry that it's not fully white, but I do not care. That black stripe in the middle is it. It is it. And also there's no Adidas writing there, which is awesome. It makes it look so sleek. So you can go get that on Cheap Seats.
That the best ever Germany kit is probably with the most average German team.
You call them average, some call them world beaters.
Yes.
The Germans, they're just incredible. They've got a system that works. I absolutely love Deutschland. I've got family there. I studied German for a year, terrible at it. But their kits, their team, they just know how to win games. And look, they might not have world beaters, but the thing about Germany is that they've gone to World Cup finals before. And suddenly people who you didn't really think were incredible were incredible.
That's how we discovered
Miroslav Klose.
That's how we discovered Klose. That's how we discovered Miller. And we're talking about Havertz and our normal cheap seats. We're speaking about Kai Havertz. I think that's what Chelsea need to try and figure out. Look at Miller and see if Havertz can be a wish version of Miller. Which I think if he's a wish version of Miller, he will still get some.
He'll never be. He's unbelievable. Thomas Muller is an unbelievable player. And
I'm waiting for his English Premier League stint. I want him to be I want to leave Bundesliga.
Anything's possible. Lewandowski showed that it's possible. It's possible that Thomas Müller could come. I mean, there's talk of Marcelo going to Leicester. So what's crazier? What's crazier? Thomas Müller going to Nottingham Forest.
Look, I love Marcelo for his hair, but there's a video going around with this kid playing head tennis with the rest of the Real Madrid team and getting the ball into the box. That was really lovely to see. Anyway. Game week 5, what did I do? This is what I did before game week 5. I then was like, Mo Salah, Liverpool, 9 goals, no assists, no goals. Really, dude?
Get him out of here.
Nah, you're too expensive. So I was like, look, let me get the Viking in. Mo Salah, cheers, got the Viking in. So now I've gone big at the front. I've got Haaland, Kane, Jesus. I've also then got at the back, I've got Cancelo, Trent, and Reece James, who I'm hoping plays this weekend. I had reserves and stuff like that. But my midfield is a whole lot of scrubs. Okay, Martinelli's not a scrub. But I've got Martinelli, Zaha, Leon Bailey, Podence, and but that's the consequence of trying to have Kane and Haaland and everybody else in there. How are your game week 5s? I got 80 points, by the way. Thank you to that hat trick from the Viking. Thank you. I was feeling left behind. How's your game week going, Cyrus?
Oh, you know why you're asking me. It's going as well as my game weeks go, horribly. It was kind of like the sequel to Halloween meets The Nightmare on Elm Street and Married the Ring. It's just horror everywhere. And I think the thing about it is it's because certain players, like for instance, I was just sick of Sterling. After that Leeds game, I was like, you know what? Get this guy out of here. So what does he do? Scores 2 goals. And so I'm like, okay, fine. I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. And then the players I brought in, like Rodrigo, just didn't do anything. I also had Zinchenko there, didn't play. That cost me. So I had a couple of players who, like Zaha, on injury reserve, didn't play. That cost me. So what do? I obviously got rid of Zaha before this week game week. What does he do? Yeah, he scores. And like right now, I'm actually looking at, and we'll see it when we preview stuff going forward. Zinchenko, if you're on that 50-50, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep you in there. but maybe I shouldn't have that itchy trigger finger.
Look, what I can say is Arsenal look a lot better having KT there, even though it doesn't take away the attack on the left. It seems like always attack on the left. But my other thing was like, if you have Ben White in your team, please take him out. Tommy Asu's the A apparently.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, but anyway, AB, how was your game? We both got like 80 points in game week 5.
No, it was good. I have Salah. I don't have Kane, so I went. Salah got me 10 points. I'm happy. I've got Jesus. My boy Andy P is doing so well at Fulham. So
4.5 even. 4.5.
Guys, Andy P. My issue though is, and you'll see it's with one City midfielder. Perisic is touch and go because Spurs keep conceding. Liverpool keep conceding. It's tough, but I'm still gonna keep Trent because the longer I keep Trent, I know Liverpool will concede. As soon as I sell him, Liverpool are going to go.
Please sell him. The problem is that the thing about with Trent is that when they play poor teams, he bullies them, and there's like 10 poor teams in the Premier League. So, because I was looking today, the only one other defender that was like Reece James, he's gotten 7 points out of the last. He's played 4 game weeks, 7 points in 3 each, which is good.
Yeah,
which is good. And Chelsea are conceding, but he seems to find a way to score or assist. Let's look at our changes for the week. What we do normally here on Cheap Seats is everyone tells us who they're transferring in, who they're transferring out, who they're looking as a differential, also a captaincy options. I'll start with myself. I'm going into the era of always Captain Haaland. There's no Salah. I'm done. Thank you very much. You've given me a great run. I'm going for the Viking. You will lose out, I think, in this game if you don't get Captain Haaland anymore. Even if you think Pep's going to rotate him out, if City are in trouble, the guy's going to play. Yeah. Just always make sure you have an adequate backup on the bench. So my thing is taking Podence out, bringing Pascal Gross in. He's been a workhorse for me over the past couple of years in FPL. He's got 37 points. He's leading. He's doing quite well for a midfielder in this game, and he's playing up front for Brighton. And Brighton have some nice fixtures in the next 3 weeks. My differentials for Foden, I was looking for somebody in that City team that could be high up, and also a regular that, like we spoke. I think Bernardo Silva's one, and he'll come up later on. But I was, and he's actually 6.9. But I was looking at Phil Foden. I was like, look, owned by 7% of the managers in the game, he could possibly be on the assist side for Erling Haaland, which is really good. And yeah, Daniel Podence, I'm sorry, Wolves don't look great. And yeah, next person I'm going to try to get out is Leon Bailey because, oh my word.
It's just not working. You guys scored in the 80s. I scored 35 points last season. Sorry, last weekend. 36 points. And I'm looking at my team.
That was just Haaland.
Like, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Do you have Haaland in your team?
No.
Get on that bandwagon.
Have you been watching?
The biggest problem is spending big on strikers. I haven't done it for the last 2 seasons. I just didn't have the heart for it because strikers in FPL hadn't been giving us the striker returns. Now we're looking at Haaland, and I might be a little late to get Haaland in. I will say, I did mention on one of the previous shows that Alexander Isak would be a really, really good addition for Newcastle. I believe, in fact, where's Wahid when you need him? Because I said that and he was like, never, or something to that effect.
Cyrus, let's look at your changes.
Yeah.
You got Perisic.
Okay, so,
how are you bringing Perisic in? They keep conceding.
Because I think he could be the kind of person that will get us some assists. I'm really looking for defenders that are likely to get assists. I'm clearly not playing the clean sheet game enough, and I've looked at that's where I look at Brighton and I just keep thinking these guys are going to concede and they're going to lose. So I'm thinking of Perisic in primarily because I need to make a choice, and I've made it with Zinchenko going, but that's only because Zinchenko's 50-50, and like I said, I've got an itchy trigger finger. Then Mo Salah, I still love the guy. I think he's going to do some stuff. So I'm still going to carry on captaining him. I had thought about potentially bringing in De Bruyne as the other player who might start most of the games. But then, he came on as a sub the other night. And so Pep is doing his Pep thing. So there's going to be a point. And then Harvey Barnes. And the reason I brought Harvey Barnes in as a differential is so I've had him in my teams over the years, and he's actually scored me quite a number of good points. He was injured to start the season, so he didn't play. And against Chelsea, he looked really, really good. And I think Barnes might. So I've actually plumped for a shock Leicester win against United, because what I saw in that game against Chelsea was, I mean, Chelsea are obviously just horrible at the moment, but what I saw from Leicester was they're capable of creating good chances, even without James Maddison being the focal point. When they do create, it's through Harvey Barnes, and they were able to create chances for Vardy. And Vardy he's not the same Jamie Vardy as before, perhaps because his wife can't sell tabloid stories any longer. But I do think, though, that yes, I went there, but I think Vardy could snatch one against United. That's just what I think.
Against Lisandro Martinez.
Look, every beast sleeps. And there might be that one point where Martinez just is, lets Vardy get in behind. And
Leicester
we'll
don't do well against Leicester. It's a fact.
And Leicester played well against Arsenal as well. So that's why I'm thinking Harvey Barnes and this Leicester team could do something, especially now that the Fofana drama is done. Like, he's gone. They don't have that to contend with. They can start focusing on the new players that they brought in and see what they can do.
Yeah. AB, let's go to you. You've got 2 free transfers. So take us into your thinking around these 2 free transfers, jumping on that Martinelli bandwagon a little late, but obviously Rodrigo came off with that injury. So what are you seeing here?
And I just see now Rodrigo is out till October. So I'm so glad because I made these transfers when I submitted this. So yeah, Martinelli for me is a no-brainer right now. Even I don't have any United players, so that's great. So like, even if he scores against United, which I think he can do, I think this Arsenal team is on a real big run of form. He's playing well. You know, you've got the Brazilian thing going on there with Jesus and him. So yeah, and I think he can score against United. Bernardo Silva obviously makes City tick. Him and the boy in the right-hand corner down there are a match made in heaven. And I'm really hoping that Bernardo stays tonight. I should stay off Twitter, because what I read on Twitter by all these random people now makes me think Bernardo's going, but I think he'll stay. Pep has said he wants him to stay, etc. But my real thing is I need to try and get Roberto Firmino in this team somehow, because this guy is owned by 4% of, not even 4%, 3 point something percent of managers out there. I think with Mane gone, I don't think Klopp can afford to put in Darwin and Luis Diaz, 2 guys who are brand new, and then Mo Salah. Like, Mo and Bobby have this connection. Bobby works really hard. Darwin can still be eased into it, and Darwin can even play up front, and Bobby can go left. So I'm really thinking Firmino is this wild card, like not a wild card, a differential of someone. If you don't have, just put him in. If you don't want to go the Jesus way, if you think Arsenal are bust, he's in the same price range. If you don't believe in Harry Kane, go with Bobby. He's had 2 great game weeks. Everton, Liverpool will always be
whipping boys.
Yeah. So and then there's Wolves after that for Liverpool. So Liverpool have this chance, and Liverpool showed that sort of champion fight back last night. So if anyone's going to score goals for Liverpool, it's either Mo or it's Bobby for me. But I don't have him. I need to, but yeah.
Okay. Obviously, we know that there's a Merseyside derby, so there's the Salah captaincy option that Cyrus spoke of. There's also the captaincy option of Harry Kane when they play Fulham, but I think that's a tough game for them, for Spurs. But I think Harry Kane might sneak some goals. There is Arsenal versus Manchester United. I'm not sure if you want to put all your baskets in a Jesus captaincy, but I think the big one is Haaland against Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard is going to be in for something. Those defenders do not look ready for the Viking. Even if he plays 60 minutes, it's gonna be wild.
And they're potentially selling Douglas Luiz, so it's not like Villa are getting any better.
No, that's really true. But guys, thank you very much. for contributing and coming on the show. All the best with your transfers and everything else. Remember, the deadline is Saturday at 12 p.m. All the best, AB. All the best for our derby on Sunday night. Enjoy it, Cyrus. Good luck with Fafana maybe coming in and enjoying your Rolls Royce centre back. Because look, I still believe Saliba was the better partner in that Saint-Etienne partnership. But you may think we may think something else. But yeah,
we invest in the future.
That's all it is. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great time. And remember, goodbye, good night, and le sale.